Hello and welcome back to Frühling, our Let's Play series on Farming Simulator 22. It is a beautiful early spring day. We've had some snow overnight. As you can see, it's still resting on the rooftops. However, it is going to be a warm spring. That being said, let's start by adjusting what we're wearing. Here we get some nice, more springtime looking slacks on. Let's go with a lighter top, maybe a nice hoodie. We could go for a massy. Sure, let's do that one. Let's get into some less bulky boots. Perfect. And we'll put on a new hat as well. Yeah, go on. Select the colour. We'll match up with the massy. There we go. Perfect. We are ready. Ready for spring. Alright. Well, the sun is trying its best to pop up over the mountains. And right, well, we have lots on. First thing I want to do is look at our map. So the first thing you can see is that our meadows, I think I've been calling them fields or pastures or something the whole time. The meadows that we have, this one here and this one here, are both ready to harvest. They are fully fertilized, and I believe they'll have a full yield bonus. We will get a lot of silage out of those. That's the plan for those meadows. 12, 5 and 14 are all growing. They need nothing but time. And of course a little bit of care. We'll check on them. Field number 3 does need to be drilled. We are going to put oats in, so drilled and rolled. That's the plan for field 3 today, or in today's episode, as well as tending to the animals. And well, speaking of animals, let's have a quick look at that. Right, so we've got lots of straw. They're producing slurry. Manure is about similar. Milk as well, so they're good. Sheep, happy, good, happy there. Both sets of sheep. The chickens definitely need some food, but they are producing eggs at a very nice pace. And the horses are absolutely fine, safe for their daily riding. So as you can see, this price is increasing quite a bit. They will not stop reproducing for a while. I'm not going to sell them or anything until they've at least reproduced. And then yeah, so we'll start with the chickens. What I am thinking of doing is actually replacing one of our tractors. So between the two, I love both these tractors, and I'll be honest, I will replace both of them at one point. They are fantastic tractors. However, this will be the Steyer's last day on the farm. Again, I absolutely love this tractor. I have a bit of plans for something a little bit different. So the first thing I want to do actually is this will be the last task for the Steyr, is to feed the chickens. Right, so we will get it all set up. Get ourselves into the silo, fill it with sorghum. Well, we don't have to fill it, but we'll get it pretty full with sorghum. Right, have this issue, there we go. Find our sorghum, perfect. And that should be plenty. Right, so we'll take this over to the chickens, get them fed. So we'll do that first, and then we will head, oh, hello dear. Head down to the shop and sell the Steyr and buy our new tractor. There we go, and dump in. Perfect. So we'll let it do that. Right. Done. They did not take all that much. Alright, so we'll close that up. We'll head back to drop off the trailer, and then we will pop down to the shop and get the brand new tractor purchased. Now, this is a tractor I've mentioned in a previous episode, but I wasn't certain if I was going to actually purchase it or not. So I have decided that yes, I will. It's a little bit, with the upgraded engine, it's just a little bit more powerful than the Steyr here. However, that's all we need. And ideally, this tractor that we're going to purchase will replace both of these as the more, I guess, the smaller of the two tractors. By the end of it, I'd love to have 3 in total. One of which is going to be, and I will show you that one now, well, sort of. So the Landini is definitely one of many vineyard tractors. We do have a Fendt as well, and I believe this is a methane powered one. We'll look at that in the future. It looks amazing. I'd love to give it a go. But as I mentioned in a previous episode, we've had the Antonio Carrero pack drop as well. It is, frankly though, hard to justify the purchase of one of these when the Landini offers a very nice horsepower where it could do lots, and it just looks very nice, and it's a bit cheaper than the other options. Right, so those are definitely something I want to look at, because I would like to get a vineyard set up, followed by productions to get raisins and grape juice, and then eventually those raisins can go into cereal, so cereal production. Lots of plans as far as productions go. Right, we're done with this. We'll park this up, the trailer at least, then we will pop down to the shop and purchase our new tractor. Alright, so we have arrived at the shop. As I'm sure you can remember from one of the first episodes when we sold our fertilizing spreader, there is no actual shop, unfortunately, as far as being able to sell items. So what we'll do is, for example, here we cannot, see, where is the trigger? There we go. Right, so we cannot repaint or sell, unfortunately, at this spot. What we will do is we'll repair it, which will increase the value as well by a little bit, by just enough, and this is the price that we will quote-unquote sell it for. However, when we do, we can't sell it down here, so we will just chat with the shop, get it sorted out, and then we'll be ready to buy our new tractor. Alright, so we've sold our Steyr tractor and we have earned about £66,000 for it. Now we're going to go into the shop and look at so we'll look at sales first. Nothing in there. Right, so yes, a vineyard tractor is absolutely fantastic and something that we definitely want to look at purchasing in the future, but for today, because we've gotten rid of our biggest tractor, we need to replace it. Looking at the DEUTZ Agrostar. Now this tractor is one I've looked at previously, and I believe I used a very similar mod to this in FS19 a long time ago. So let's look at the customize options, and it was a great machine. So we'll keep everything as basic as possible. In the future, yes, we will need that, but for now we do not. Right, so we'll look at the different tire options. Probably start with the Trelleborgs. We'll see how that works with the seed drill, because right, we can do narrow tires. That's good. We can do, wow, we can do lots of options. Right, okay, so that's an option as well. This is an option I was considering for the Steyr if the seed drill did not work appropriately. We'll start with these just to see what happens. Oops, this is a very nice option to have in case we do sell the Massey and need another front loader. Ideally, I'd like to replace that front loading option with maybe a forklift for pallets, something like that. Now the engine is where I'm looking at upgrading immediately. So we've got 107 horsepower, which is 7 more than the Massey, but less than the Steyr. So if we do look at the upgrade option, it is, so we do have a few options actually. We can go to 143 horsepower, which is what we'll do. Yes, it adds £9,500, but it's still cheaper than the Steyr was, and we have a new tractor, which is exciting. The main color, we've got lots of options here, but unless there's a price reduction, I do not see a point of changing from the main color. It's all free anyway, isn't it? Could go for the silver. Nah, we'll stick with the green, the classic green. Right, I see. Usually when you have a restored color, it charges more, but we'll do that, absolutely. And right, we will keep them silver grey. We can always change it around later. I do want to get the plate off the front. The number is fine, that's absolutely fine. Perfect. So that's our new tractor right there, £47,369, and we are good to go. Any upgrades we need to make later on can be done at the shop, but this is our newest addition to the fleet. And there it is. Right, so we have upgraded to the 6.38 Special, which will give us quite a bit more power than we had if we hadn't upgraded. Alright, fire us up. Alright, so it is similar to the Steyr in the sense it is just quite simple. It's a very simple tractor. It sounds great as well. I think it goes a little bit quicker than the Steyr did as well, and I believe it's a bit faster than the Massey as well. Right. Okay. So we'll get a bit of a feel for it as we drive back to the farm. Here, we'll take the road instead of the path. Get a bit of a feel for it. Oh wow. It's got a nice acceleration to it. I do really enjoy the Steyr. It was a fantastic tractor. This one though, I could see this becoming our smaller tractor and potentially also replacing the Massey, and then also we put the front loader attachment onto it, and yeah, it should work out nicely. Right, so I don't have a weight on the front, and I don't have the 3-point linkage, but I don't think it should be an issue with this seed drill. Right, if we find that it is an issue, I just want to see, are we gonna pop the front end up? No. Right, so we do have some seed left in the drill, but oh wait, no, I didn't park over here. Sorry, I forgot where I've forgotten where I parked all my seed. Now, if we have any left, it will be in this shed here, if you remember from that episode where we moved things over. And right, we'll just pop in here, open this up. What's happened? Is this not... That's seed, right? Ah, yes, a bit touchy. So it's not only the silo that has that issue, it's basically any implement on this map. I wonder if it's a map specific issue or not. Right, let's get this to, oh, I think I've just passed it. So we got wheat, barley and oat. Right, so that is the first task of the day. So we will head down. Ooh, I thought I'd make it. Just make it. Right, so we will head down to... Here, we'll close this up. Head down to that field. and we'll get started right away on the oat drilling. Right, I just want to check quick to see how many eggs we have. So this pallet was there before. Right, so as they get more and more full, they become less and less able to pick up by hand. Right. So if we do get a forklift, we'll have to balance its time between picking up lettuce pallets and wool and picking up eggs. Well, we'll sort that out when the time comes. For now, we're going to make our way to our I believe I said field 5 before. It's actually field 3 that we're going to drill for the first time that we've drilled it. We purchased it and we harvested and we ploughed it, and that's it. So now we can actually get into it and drill. Alright, here's our beautiful field. As you can see everywhere around, there is frost on much of the trees and other ground. We're very lucky that we don't have that issue right now. So just before we get started, I do want to confirm that it is the appropriate time. If we look at oat, right, March, perfect. So we're going to get it started as soon as possible. Right, so nothing's happened. Why is that? Ah, something has happened. So, from what I'm seeing, so that needs rolling, but that needs... Right, so... I wonder if I would be better off to cultivate this field first. So the yield bonus is 75%. This one doesn't show one, obviously, because it's nothing. Right, I wonder if that would be something we should do first. I'm going to go to the farm. I'm going to get... Actually, here, we'll do this. Let's attach to the cultivator. We'll take it down. I know it says that it needs to be... oh, right, we've got to get this off. Put it back in our little spot. It does say, I believe, that the field needs to be worked. I can't remember exactly what it needs. I believe it needs to be tillage, something like that, where it needs to be mulch, essentially. So I'm going to see if the cultivator can help us out with that. Right, so we will get this down to field 3 and we'll see you there. Alright, so we're just arriving back to the field. Now I need to see if our cultivator can handle, or can be handled. Oh, it's very small, very, very small. So it can just work on the Massey. What we might do though is, well, let's try it out. Let's get this out the way. Right, just move this over here for now. Right, so this will obviously get rid of any seed that we have drilled. But what I'm planning is to potentially need to cultivate the field first. I believe it's just a more realistic approach as well. This is a very small cultivator. Right, let's... So now that we've done that, blimey, we're going to get stones again. From cultivating. Oh, no, these are little stones. They'll be pushed back, won't they? Let's have a look. Right, so if we look... Alright. Ah, right. So the stubble can be cultivated out. It's not necessary for it to be mulched, but it does need to be right. Okay, so the Massey doesn't seem to be struggling too much with this, but what I was going to do is put the cultivator on the DEUTZ and then take the Massey and do some mowing. What I might do instead is I will leave... Right, I'm going to leave this here, the seed drill. I'm just going to put it down right here. Okay. And we will take the... Actually, you know what? If the Massey can handle it, then we will use the Massey, because I want to do some work with our new tractor myself. It's just if this works, though. Oh, wow. Yeah, oh my, it does bog down quite hard. It's pretty flat field though, so it should be all right. What I'm going to do then is I will actually what I'll do is just go around the headland, and then I might even set a worker off doing this, so that we can start mowing some grass, because we want to get that silage ready as soon as possible. Yes, we will be using silage to feed the cows with TMR and mixing it all together. However, I do believe that a very wise thing to do would be to make as much as possible and sell it. It will be a huge income for the farm, as we've already seen with selling a little bit. I think I sold 3 trailer loads and it was a profitable venture. That being said, I will, like I say, just do the headland to help the helper out, and then we will move over and do some mowing. When the time comes to drill, we will do the drilling ourselves for the most part. Should do. And right, this little section does get a bit forgotten when a helper is working on it. Right, we'll get this done, and then we'll set the helper off. Alright, so, sorry, get out of your way. So the helper is doing its thing to cultivate this field. I do apologise, this should have been done before March. We could have easily done this in February or January, December. We could have done it literally any time. So that's my fault for kind of, well, essentially not even thinking of it, to be honest. So we'll let the helper do that, and then we'll have a nice bed of to drill into, essentially. And then these stones, now let me just have a look. They should show up as yellow. Beautiful. The yellow ones, I believe, mean that they can be pushed back in with the help of a roller, which we have. So let's get, there we go. This tractor does remind me of the Steyr that we had. It has the same sort of old school vibe to it. So it was almost a like for like trade, I guess you could say. Oh, let's go this way. But we do have a little bit of extra horsepower and a bit of extra money as well, which will help immensely when it comes time to planting or placing rather our vines. Now let's go in here. The other thing about the vineyard is we won't be able to do anything with it until probably the next year. The reason being is we have a handful of fields and a couple of meadows, but one of the fields that I'd like to use for a vineyard currently has wheat growing in. We will harvest that in the autumn, and then this time next year we'll be placing our vines. So we're in not a big rush at all for our for setting up the vineyard. It's definitely something that I want to do, and it will happen. However, I want to keep that realism alive, in the sense of not switching off crop, what do you call it, the crop calendar, so seasonal growth, there we go. Yeah, I do not want to shut that off, because again it might sort of mess up everything else, and I want to play it realistically if possible. Right, so what I'm gonna do is, oh, look at the lovely, you should be able to cut this no issues. Right, so we'll lower it down, and can we? Oh yes, we can. Right, so we won't make enemies with the fence this time around. Right, well, it's very bright with the frost, but if we were making hay, this would be the wrong thing to be doing. But luckily for us, we're going to make a bunch of silage instead. We will obviously make hay later on. We have a couple of meadows for that, so we will do grass here. I know you've seen this almost identical mowing session in a previous episode, probably a couple of them by now, and except now we have a new tractor to do it with, so that's fun. I will definitely make some very quick work of this meadow, and probably go straight to the next one, and hopefully get them all done, at least cut before the helper is done cultivating field number 3. Right, so we will carry on with this, we'll smash it out. For this particular bit, I may do less of a time-lapse and a bit more jump cutty. Again, time will tell, we'll see. At least with the time-lapses, there's a bit of tunage involved as well, so that's nice. Get a bit of a dance in while you're watching me mow. So I will get this done, and we shall see you when it is completed. Alright, we are just nearing the end of this cut, and should have it all in one. There we are. Right, so we've completed our mowing of this particular meadow, which is great. It always looks so clean when it's all mowed. Yes, looks fantastic. Right, let's get going in the right direction. So we'll head... Right, so I reckon I'm going to go straight to the other... Let's just have a look. The helper's getting on, creating many stones, but getting on very well. So the timing should work out quite nicely. Let's go this way. And actually our arrival to the meadow will result in the conclusion of the episode, but we will continue next episode from exactly this position. So, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, take care, and bye for now.